Hello and welcome to day 6 of your 30-day yoga journey, Spring Awakening, with me, Noelle. So today's practice is called a grounding earth mandala, sticking with our rooted grounding earth energy. As you can see here, I have 2 yoga blocks. So you will want your yoga blocks. You can do this practice without them, but in light of this grounding earth energy, I fully support you having them because we're going to be using them a lot today. Okay, so as you grab those, I'm going to explain what a mandala is. So a mandala is a 360 sequence around your yoga mat. You're going to start on, let's say, your right leg, go through your sequence, end up on the back of your mat, and do your right leg again, same sequence, making your way back to the front of the mat. And then you take it to the other side. So if you feel confused because we're doing the same leg again for the second round, you're doing it right. And so, yeah, this mandala in particular is going to be, like I said, grounding. And yeah, maybe grab a sip of water, make a cup of tea. I'm going to grab a quick sip of water, and we will meet in a seat like so. We're going to be in a seat where we are going to be sit bones on the ground, heels in line with the hips. Hands can be at the knees or on the shins, and our spine is nice and long. Maybe you begin to soften your gaze. Maybe you drop the neck and do little half neck circles for a moment here. Maybe open into the throat. Maybe you connect to a mantra. Maybe you come back to that I am rooted energy. Set your intention. Notice how you feel today. Maybe notice how you feel 5 days ago. How this little series has impacted you and your body and maybe your mind so far. Or say your little prayer. And then I invite you to give yourself a little hug. As we begin. Scoot your bum a little forward. We are going to rock and roll on our yoga mat. So if you don't know what that is, just look at the screen. It is exactly what it sounds like. So you're going to rock front, rock back, rock front, rock back. But as we do this, be very mindful of your neck. Don't overdo it. Listen to your body. Hands can be at the back of the thighs or on the earth for support. Take 2 to 3 rounds. You might notice that your legs want to naturally fall in this Baddha Konasana variation position while you go up and down. But on about your 5th one, I invite a little challenge for you. Let's see if you can rock your way all the way to the top without your hands and find your way into a Tadasana. Grounding here, feeling the earth beneath our feet. Acknowledging that this too is a huge part of the asana practice, just the earth beneath our feet. Maybe you shake off any negative feelings that may have arose from that rock and roll or just in general. But then we're all going to take our feet about the same width as our yoga mat. Hands come to your hips as we slowly fold over the legs. Hands can come to the mat, or you can bring your blocks in right away, bringing the earth towards you. Relaxing the head, shaking it loose. Maybe your mantra today is, I am connected. Feeling this earth connection. When you're ready, plant your left palm, reach your right fingertips towards the sky, taking a slight bend in that left knee, open twist to the right. Exhale, switch sides, plant the right palm, bend, slight bend in the right knee, reach your left fingertips up towards the sky. Staying connected to your breath. Maybe you do one more on each side. Inhale, plant the left palm, reach your right fingertips, slight bend in the left knee. And then exhale, to the other side. And then we unravel, finding both blocks. And we are going to step our left foot back, finding a low lunge, framing our right foot with our blocks. And play here. Find which level feels best today. Maybe it's the highest level. Maybe you find that the second level is more comfortable, but really pressing into the earth. I feel like the top level is really nice today, so that's where I'm going to go. Pressing into our feet, pressing into everything that's connected to the earth. So including your hands, even if they're on blocks. Press, press, press. And then curl the back toes under, straighten your front leg. Maybe you keep a nice soft bend in the knee, point your toes towards you, and find a half split. Maybe you bring your blocks with you. Inhale, lengthen the spine, find length. Exhale, fold over your front leg. Maybe do a couple more like that. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Coming back to that low lunge, putting your blocks to the side for the moment, planting your palms, curling your back toes under, and sweeping that right foot up towards the sky, finding a three-legged dog. And when you find your three-legged dog, I invite you to take some hip circles. So bending that right knee, take about 3 to 5 going in each direction. Practicing playing with some hip mobility here. Can be with some very hard work, so just notice without judgment how it feels for you today. And then sweep that foot up towards the sky one last time. And then exhale, plant it between the palms. Find your blocks. And we're going to find a supported warrior 3. Once again, pressing out of the earth. Even that back foot is pressing out. Basically pretending like it's pressing into a wall. Nice and strong here. Spine nice and long. Finding whatever length you need on your blocks. Maybe repeat to yourself, I am strong. And then taking that left hip and opening it and reaching up towards the sky with your left hand, gaze at the ground or up towards the fingertips. Half moon. Feeling your shakes, feeling your wobbles, feeling your strength. If you fall, come back, don't give up. And if it feels better, you can bring your left hand to your left hip. Nice and strong. Feeling that energy, that prana. And then carefully step your way all the way to the back of the mat, finding a left side skandasana, left fingertips to the earth, right fingertips to the sky. For your first skandasana here, find which skandasana feels best today. Whether you're on your toes, maybe you feel good on your heels, which clearly I'm not that feeling today, or you can come up and find a nice high skandasana. So play around for this first one. As you know, we're gonna come back to it. But try to stay consistent on each side if you can, but every side's always different, so don't feel too worried about it or anything. All right. One last breath here. And then frame your left foot coming back into a low lunge. And from here, you can either step it back into your Tadasana, coming through forward fold, or just stepping up, or you can flow through your Vinyasa. So for those who are flowing through their Vinyasa, I'm gonna grab a quick sip of water. It's like a -1 degree January day where I'm at today. And I'm noticing I'm super sniffly and super dry. So forgive me if I grab a few sips of water today or you catch me sniffling. It's freezing outside today. Anyhow, enough of me. Let's find our Tadasana where we will inhale, reach our fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We're going to come right back to Tadasana and reach towards the sky because we need to grab our blocks. So grabbing your blocks, sorry, I forgot that this practice, I was going to annoy you guys with your blocks the whole time. So bringing the joy with us. Grab your blocks and then once again, Tadasana, reach your fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then plant your palms, grab your blocks, step that left foot back once again. Right side lunge. Right side lunge. Bringing the earth towards you, pressing your feet firmly into the earth. Finding all the support you need. The earth is always here to support you. Getting into that grounding energy. And then when you're ready, we exhale, find our half split. Maybe you play around here with going front and back into like a seesaw motion. Staying connected to the breath. Another thing about mandalas is like the more you go through the sequence, so like usually on your second time around, you kind of go a little faster or you add a little something. So here's a little change of pace for the second round. Maybe you seesaw, maybe you stay in your stillness, but then we'll all eventually meet back into our low lunge, putting our blocks to the side for a moment, and find that three-legged dog once again, reaching that right foot up towards the sky. Find your breath, collect your bearings, and I'm going to invite a little challenge. So from here, you can bring your left palm about halfway between your foot and your hand, coming into this grounding yet strong balancing posture, kicking that right foot in the air, pressing into the earth. Option 1. Option 2, come to your forearm. What? Crazy. If you're feeling really crazy, maybe, just maybe, you take your hand off the earth entirely. What? You're so strong. Oh my gosh, if you fall or you wobble, smile and shake it off. Coming back into that three-legged dog once again. Reach, 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 and then step it up in between your palms, locating your blocks, finding that supported warrior 3 at the back of your mat. And breathe, collect your breath, let something go. pressing out of the earth, feeling the earth's support as you open up, finding your half moon on the other side. If you're feeling strong and groovy, maybe you bring the knee to elbow a couple times. Woo! Inviting that fire, inviting all the wobbles and the shakes. And then we'll all step back to the front of our mat, left side Skandasana, reaching our right fingertips up towards the sky, keeping nice active energy in this extended leg. I don't know about you, but my heart is pumping. I am strong. I am rooted. All right, turning to face the top of the mat. Frame your left foot, flow through your vinyasa or skip it, and step right back to the top of your mat, where we will find Tadasana once again and take it to the other side. Maybe shake out that right leg. Did a lot of work. And don't forget to collect your blocks. Take your sip of water. That's the beauty of the home practice. You know, all the little freedoms. Anyhow, Tadasana. All right. We're all here, hopefully. Inhale, let's reach our fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, collecting your blocks. And then we step that right foot back, finding left side lunge. Noticing what it feels like on this side versus the other side. Maybe it feels really good stretching into that right leg, the front quad muscle, active in both legs, pressing out of the earth. One extra breath here for this first round. Feeling into each posture. And then we exhale, curl the toes under, straighten that front leg, and find your half split, pointing those front toes towards you. Hips are nice and square. Inhale, find length in the spine. As you exhale, and you fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, find your length. Exhale, fold. I feel like this is one of the wonkier postures for me personally. That's just me. All right, coming back into your low lunge one last time. Take a beautiful breath here. Place your blocks to the side for a moment as we plant the palms and curl the back toes under, sweeping that left foot up towards the sky. Hands nice and strong, gripping into the earth, ears in line with the shoulder as you take those 3 to 5 hip circles going in each direction. And then when you've done your mobility challenge for the day, we are going to inhale, lift that leg one last time and step it up and through, locating our blocks and finding our supported warrior 3 on the left side. Pressing out of the earth. Core is engaged, spine is long. Gaze is at the earth. And eyes are closed or softened. And then when you're ready, we're going to open up into that half moon, beautiful open expression. Once again, hand can come to the hip. Make sure you're having active energy in that extended leg. as you breathe. And then when you're ready, we're going to all step to the back of our mat, finding our Skandasana. Right hand comes to the earth, left fingertips towards the sky. Finding which Skandasana feels good for you today. And then framing that right foot, stepping that right foot back, or meeting all the way back into Tadasana right away, skipping the vinyasa, finding our way back into Tadasana, locating our blocks along the way, bringing them with us into Tadasana at the back of our mat to do our final sequence on the left side to complete the mandala. So inhale, reach your fingertips up towards the sky. Maybe you come on your tippy toes. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, locate your blocks, and step your right foot back. Left side lunge once again. Connecting one breath to one movement. That's what vinyasa is. Let's try that seesaw movement effect again. So exhaling, straighten that front foot. Inhale, find your low lunge. See how that feels in your body today. Of course, bringing your blocks with you. Our blocks are our besties. There's no weakness in using your blocks. All right. From here, come back to your low lunge. Excuse our low box for a moment. Plant your palms, curl your back toes under, and come into your three-legged down dog. Left leg sweeps up into the air, finding nice long length in the spine. And now we take the right hand and maybe we go halfway between the foot and the hand, finding this nice, strong, powerful balancing position. You can stay here, or once again, play with what it feels like to be on your forearm. And if you're brave, if you're strong, if you're crazy, maybe you take that right hand off your mat altogether. Woo! And maybe you surprise yourself. Like, what? I never knew I could do that. That's what I love. Love when that happens. And then finding your three-legged dog one last time as we sweep it in and through, planting that left foot through, locating your blocks, and finding your warrior three at the back of your mat. Pressing out from your legs and your hands, feeling the earth beneath you, the earth's support. This strong practice, I'll tell you that. We're not going crazy fast, doing crazy vinyasas, but man, is this strong. All right. You know it's coming. Let's find our half moon. Open up with your right hand, reach it up towards the sky, gaze at the ground, right your fingertips. I realize I've been favoring the ground a lot because my light is like directly above my head. Hands can come to the hip or into the air. And once again, maybe you play with that elbow to knee. What's within this balancing open hip posture? Just an invitation. Take it or leave it. Ooh, maybe you fall, maybe you wobble. But we will all meet at the front of our mats. Two, finding right side Skandasana, reaching those left fingertips towards the sky, either pointing or flexing that extended leg. As we complete our mandala. Oh, what a strong mandala that was. As beautiful and grounding as it was. Man, oh man. Turning towards your right leg, framing that right foot, and shimmy your right foot towards the left, coming and finding your pigeon pose. So before you get there, maybe you want to grab a block and leave one on each side of the mat. So one block at the front, one block at the back of the mat. And then come into your pigeon. Your foot can be at about a 45-degree angle, or if it feels good at a 90-degree angle, cool. You can even place a block under your bum. First, collect your bearings, find length, and then you can either come to your forearms and allow the head to hang heavy. You can come to like your balls, your fist and balls. I don't know, this just sounds wrong. Bubblegum in a dish. Come to your forehead. Or you can come to lie flat on the earth, or bring a block and rest your forehead. Cooling down the practice. Day 6. Things are getting freaky. Two more breaths here. Maybe you gently rock your forehead side to side, getting a nice forehead massage if you're using your block. As you unravel, coming to that outside edge of your right bum, extend your right leg, bringing your block with you. And you can either stay here in this nice wide-legged stance. Maybe this is enough. Maybe you need a block under your bum just to feel comfortable in this position. But if you want, you can take a fold, making sure like as you're folding, you want to invite that external rotation within the hips. So if you are folding, no matter what in this posture, you're grounding into your legs with an external hip rotation. All right, take what you need. We're only going to spend a few breaths here as we wind down, close the practice. Almost a week in our 30-day journey, our spring awakening. Maybe you hear the birds outside. Maybe the sun is shining bright up on you right now, and you just feel all the warmth, all the defrosting and awakening. And rise up when you're ready. And we're going to take pigeon to the other side. So bending in that left leg, extending your right leg out behind you, finding your blocks, or maybe even if you brought a blanket, as we snuggle into our pigeon on the other side for about 5 or so breaths. Take what you need, leave what you don't. Take what you need, leave what you don't.
and soften and fold into your pigeon, whatever variation that suits you today. Active energy in both feet. We may be sleeping pigeons, but there's still active energy going on here. Pigeon can be either a wonderful posture for some or an incredibly uncomfortable position for others. So notice like how your body responds without judgment, whether it's discomfort or resistance or relish, like maybe just relish in a pigeon. Every body is different.
Slowly, slowly rise up. And you can either grab a blanket, a pillow, or a bolster and find yourself in Shavasana. You can even take your blocks as so, since our blocks have just been with us the whole journey. You can bring one block underneath your back and one underneath your head, and you can play with the levels of the one underneath your back for a nice heart opening Shavasana. This is actually really lovely. So you can stay here for as long as you'd like. But for the sake of the practice, I'm going to come to a comfortable seat and just find a couple moments here to, whether you pause the video for full Shavasana or not, to absorb the nutrients. If you have to go, just take this extra little bit of time to maybe come back to your intention, your mantra, maybe say another prayer, whatever it is you need, maybe you journal. But taking a moment for you to digest the nutrients of the asana practice, because the whole point is, as much as we're doing work on the mat, we want to take the work off the mat with us too. So bringing this energy with us that you've cultivated and letting it absorb for just one more beat. And that not huge, but that big, beautiful, grounding earth mandala. I don't know about you, but that was strong. That was a strong one today. Thank you so much for being here today, almost 1 week in. Leave a comment or let me know how you got on with the video. I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube. You can find me on either one of those and say hi. And yeah, I hope to see you again tomorrow. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.